Lost in the world today, America's tactical 9th Air Force wears down the Wehrmacht all along the Western Front. Thousands of planes at forward airfields support every Allied offensive, smashing Rundstedt's supply lines. The enemy hoped snow would stall these planes, but neither icy winds nor winter weather can check this force of airmen. Day after day, they push the sky attack over the battle lines from the Canadian sector in the north to the French salient in the south. Day after day, a record force takes to the air. Carrying Reich supply lines and slicing Rundstedt's escape routes is their job. Ammunition dumps, trains, armored cars, motor transports. Anything military that moves are their targets. Today's loss for the Germans is 300 railroad cars destroyed, 300 damaged, bridges and forts blown up, 500 sorties flown by fast Thunderbolt and Lightning planes, 2 are reported shot down. And here are 2 that can be credited to the weather. But the rest lands safely after another day's smashing attack on the moving men and material of the Wehrmacht. French milliners are faced with a complete lack of luxury materials that have always made a Paris hat desired by women of every land. But with typical French genius for making something out of nothing, Parisian modistes put creative imagination to work. Wood shavings, straw, and paper are the raw materials. The result, Liberation model, Parisian chic. The presentation is especially arranged for American wax, Red Cross girls and nurses by Madame Agnes, famous Parisian hat designer. The impact might smack of surrealism to a mere male, but to women in uniform, these are Paris hats. That in itself would be enough. But there is admiration, too, for the indomitable French spirit that transforms the impossible into the formidable. There will always be a Paris hat. "500 Dutch children bound for England for a 3-month stay." Allied civil affairs officers cooperated with Dutch authorities in an experiment to solve the problem of undernourished children. Already they are full of laughter, excitement, and hope. Even delousing is a great tickling joke. Boarding ship is a wonderful adventure. The passage across the channel is rough, but exciting to the small passengers. These are future citizens of Holland. They had to be given a decent chance. 500 youngsters, carefully selected according to gravest needs for food and rest. If the experiment succeeds, 11,000 Dutch children will be sent across the channel. Arrival in Britain is the dawning of a new life full of promise. of freedom to play again, a chance for childish buoyancy to revive. Good food to rebuild undernourished little bodies, friendly understanding to cheer small hearts darkened by 5 years of terror and hardship, a fresh chance for 500 young lives. Allied bombs blast the way ahead on the Western Front. In this Rhineland sector, the fields are thick with German pillboxes. For days, a little Alsatian town on the American front becomes no man's land. But big guns aren't enough to clear out the enemy. There still are Germans in Oberhofen. Behind the tanks and the artillery, the big weapon is the plain, ordinary foot-slogging infantryman, the final force which takes and holds. The boys deploy to hunt out Germans. The town is raw and broken, but the battle isn't over yet. Suddenly, this boy has had his fill of war. But there are others, millions of his comrades, to carry on. This is a personal war to them. They have a score to settle for their dead and their wounded. There are German snipers inside this house, and there's no uncertainty about the way they move now. Out of the cellar the enemy comes. For them too, the war is over. They are luckier than their comrades still fighting in the Wehrmacht. As they surrender, the war passes on, closer and closer to Berlin.